Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Pastor James Reese, Heaven's Light Ministries. I hope you're having a great day so far. The Lord is on the move. Listen carefully today. See what He has that He wants to discuss with you. Something He wants to highlight and encourage you in. You know, in Matthew 12:34, that's Matthew 12, verse 34, Jesus says, "Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh." Let me repeat that. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You know, sometimes I hear people saying things and, you know, it's not really edifying and not uplifting. It's kind of more destructive and tearing down, you know. I've come to find out if I don't have anything good to say, I just try to keep my mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? But Hebrews 12:15, let's look at this now. "Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness spring up and trouble you, and thereby many be defiled." You ever thought about that? You know, this one of those verses some people just kind of skim over because they don't want to really try to understand what it says. You know, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God. What does that mean? Grace is that, grace and mercy are those qualities of God, those attributes of God that He extends to you and I when we're stupid. We're just ate up with it sometimes, and He overlooks us because of our humanity, and He knows our shortcomings. That being said, He extends grace and mercy and will forgive us many, many times when we spout off at the mouth and say things that are sometimes irreverent or just downright disrespectful or tearing down. But anyway, what this means is, if you get a root of bitterness in your heart, what is a root? That's something somebody does. Let's say the pastor at your church offends you, and he says something you disagree with, hurts your feelings. Well, you go home, and at your house, you just begin to tear that pastor down in front of your family, your children. You know, that sorry so-and-so, he's a dog, he dissed me, he threw shade on me, he did all this kind of stuff, whatever the problem was, you know. You ever had somebody do that, and you took it home? Well, what happens is the people in your home become embittered. Yes, they hear everything you're saying. They're taking everything you're saying to heart. So what's in the heart, Jesus said, is going to come out of the mouth, isn't it? So as we are embittered and we begin to spew all of this irritation, anger, frustration, whatever it may be, we begin to spew it. And instead of forgiving and going to God and saying, you know what, I don't understand why He did that, but help me to understand and forgive me for feeling angry and being angry, you know, and getting things right with God, getting the peace of Christ in the situation in our heart. Instead of that, we spew like a volcano. I mean, everywhere. We just spew. Just, you know, that sorry so-and-so, like I said. Well, what happens is those children in your household pick up on that, and they become embittered toward the pastor. They don't want to go to church anymore now. Your wife shakes her head and wags her head. I don't want to go to that church. I don't like what he did to you. I mean, after all, your family's going to be your biggest cheerleaders, right? So they're supposed to be. So you have embittered your entire household. This is what he's talking about in this passage. We have to be very, very cautious about how we go spewing, talking, rambling, ranting, raving, all of these kinds of things, because we can actually embitter many people, causing a hellacious ripple throughout time. Now, let's say back to the situation, this guy's family. His children, they become sour. They don't want to go to church, any church now. As they get older and as they become responsible for their own children and their own welfare, now they have no desire. All because it goes back to an embitterment and a root that the father embedded. Listen, I've got to go. Stew on this, meditate on it, marinate on it. But understand this, Jesus Christ is Lord. Ask Him to help you forgive and to move on. And let's speak edifying words and encourage each other. In Jesus' name, have a great day.